Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today is day 27 of my sobriety journey. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing better now that I'm sitting here talking with y'all. Honestly, this makes me feel a lot better. It gets me out of my head, honestly. Today's day 27. I woke up, I went for a run. I got some work done, edited some videos, and I also called my mom and just had emotional conversation with my mom about both of our pain, and my mom's been through a lot, and excuse me, I just ate also, so excuse my belches. But yeah, it was nice to talk to my mom and for us to open up our hearts and talk about what we've been going through, and just life and just talk about our sadness, because it's always there, and my mom I know is always feeling it. She ain't doing anything to run away. It was me that was running away, so it's kind of nice to be I know I know what pain feels like again, and I know what sadness feels like again, so I can be here for you for your sadness, because before I wasn't able to. So that's another thing, is now that I'm not stoned all the time, I have the space for that. And I'm able to show up for the people that I care for the most. And I care about my mom the most, and my dad, and my family. But yeah, we were talking about that it's a hard time, and I spent a lot of time praying and just hoping that there isn't generational curses on our family, because there's just a lot of baggage. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And just before I started making the video, I was reciting some Quran. That's something I like to do because I feel very connected to God when I do that. And today I was just reciting, I was like, you know what, I wonder what I'm reciting and what it means. And then I found that I was reading, and there were some verses about homosexuality, or insinuating homosexuality and it being a sin. And that definitely is a source of a battle inside of me. Is this yes, I am gay. I have all this research that I was just doing is don't make it your whole identity or whatever, and just if you have the desires, that's your test in this life, and don't just give in to your desires, because if you abstain from all the things God told you to abstain from, that you're granted heaven. But I think it's a little bit more complicated than that, and when you are gay, it's harder than if you're not gay and you can just talk about it. There's a lot of people that aren't gay, I think, that are just talking about it, and that makes it hard, because it's well, maybe the gay people need to come together and be hey, we have this thing going on, can we have a conversation about what to do, and what this means, and how we can reconcile our religion with this feeling that we have. In any case, that's something that's an ongoing thing that I'm trying to figure out, and I don't want to take people's opinions about it. I don't even when I tell my friends, they're oh, you're gay, it's fine, blah 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 blah, but it's something I have to reconcile within myself. And yeah, I've come out to my immediate family and stuff, and I've kind of reconciled that, but it's for me in my heart, and knowing that I'm doing the right thing, because I've talked a little bit about the whole promiscuism thing, and I don't think that's right, and I did go through my phases or whatever, and whatever. But I'm trying to find what's right, you know what I mean? Because that was a little bit of an addiction, a little bit of a drug thing. I'm maybe I abstain from it, sure, but what happens if I actually fall in love with a man? And I don't know if that's gonna happen, because I don't even know if that can happen for me, or what that is. I don't need, so I don't know. When that happens, I guess we'll have to figure it out then. But until then, I'm right now just trying to focus on my life and get my stuff done. But even my music, when I'm writing songs about love songs and talking about men and my desires, am I being righteous, So it just gets complicated, and that's probably a big source of my running away, is just that reconciling becomes really tricky. And then the way the world looks at gay people, it's hard being gay, it's not easy. And it can be easy, we can say, oh, we're proud and blah 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 blah, but it's just but I'm a faithful man, I wanna be righteous, I love God, I believe in God, and I want to find the right path and the thing that makes sense for me, and I'm still on that journey of trying to figure it out, it's uncomfortable talking about it too, because the world is like, oh, just be prideful, and then the other world's like, oh my God, it's a sin, and it's just like, y'all just gotta shut up and let me deal with it with the Lord. Anyway, this is a little bit of that, like, this is just coming up. It comes up every once in a while, but now that I'm sober, and this every once in a while it just starts coming up, and I'm like, oh, I gotta deal with this again. But yeah, it's tricky, but I want to do what's right, and I believe in God. I don't believe in witchcraft and all that stuff. I used to be into New Age spirituality, but I have to say, I'm really against all that New Age stuff, and like part of Islam, and it's about like, don't worship God, like multiple gods. There's one God, and you worship the one God, and that's kind of like, I so believe that, and from different experiences that I've had. I'm gonna talk about this in some videos eventually, but I've done shrooms, and you know, they really woke me up and grounded me from like this New Age spiritual, like, oh my God, astrology, psychic, tarot, blah 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 blah, and then I did shrooms, and it was like, shoop, get grounded, and then all of a sudden, like, I was like, oh, like God, one God, and I recited Quran. I was freaked out. Shrooms freaked me out, and I was seeing things, I was hearing things. The only thing that brought me peace was reciting Quran. So I know that the Quran is a miracle, and there's something beautiful about the Quran. I know. I just know. So my confliction is the fact that I was gay, and then people say it's just a test, and then it's just like, well, how do I maneuver in this life if it's a test? And it's just confusing. But I think the main thing is when I fall in love with a man, when God gives me a man that we love each other, how am I gonna move with that in my relationship with God? But you know what? I'm making this video, I'm kind of talking. I'm like, God, I know you're listening. So we're gonna figure it out. But just like the weed thing and getting sober, take it one day at a time, and I will find the answer, because I'm praying about it and I'm doing my best. And I know God sees everything. God knows I'm trying. I know I ain't been perfect, but who's been perfect, you know? Isn't it that we're all sinners, you know? So yeah, that's my video today. That's me being so brutally honest, it's insane. Anyway, thanks for watching day 27 of my sobriety journey. Thank you for being here. If you're new to these videos, subscribe, follow me on my journey. You can see how all this unravels. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.